Up, the 1980 D Washington quarter was minted in Denver and is a common modern coin, part of the Washington quarter series that began in 1932. The obverse features the iconic portrait of George Washington by John Flanagan with the inscriptions "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the date 1980. On the reverse, there's the traditional heraldic eagle design with outstretched wings, holding arrows and olive branches, along with the inscriptions "United States of America," "A Pluribus Unum," and "Quarter Dollar." The 1980 D quarter was struck from a copper-nickel-clad composition, with an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a core of pure copper. Over 518 million of these quarters were minted in Denver, which makes them very common in circulation. Because of this high mintage and lack of silver content, circulated examples are typically only worth face value, 25 cents, unless they exhibit exceptional condition or rare errors. Now, regarding the brown shade or discoloration that some 1980 D quarters may display, this is typically the result of environmental exposure rather than an original mint feature. Quarters can turn brown or dark due to oxidation, heat exposure, or chemical reactions with moisture or other substances over time. While this coloring may look unusual, it does not usually add value to the coin. In fact, coins with discoloration are often considered damaged by collectors and may be worth less than a bright, untarnished example. However, in some rare cases, a brown or off-color quarter could be the result of a mint error, such as being struck on the wrong planchet, for example, a foreign coin blank, or an improper alloy mix. These kinds of errors are extremely rare, and if you suspect your brown 1980 D quarter might be an error rather than just discolored, it's worth having it examined by a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. In uncirculated condition MS60 and up, a regular 1980 D quarter can be worth about $1 to $5, depending on the sharpness of the strike, luster, and overall eye appeal. High-grade examples in MS65 or MS66 can bring $10 to $20, and only those graded MS67 or higher might sell for $100 or more. But they must be in nearly perfect condition with no visible flaws under magnification. In summary, the 1980 D Washington quarter is a common coin with minimal collector value in circulated condition. A brown shade is usually due to environmental damage and doesn't increase its worth unless it's a verified mint error. For true collectors, clean, bright, and sharply struck specimens in high grades are the most desirable from this date. Next up, the 1974 D Washington quarter was struck at the Denver Mint and is part of the long-running Washington Quarter series, which began in 1932. This series was originally created to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth and features the famous profile portrait by John Flanagan on the obverse. The reverse shows a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, perched on a bundle of arrows with olive branches beneath, symbolizing strength and peace. The 1974 D quarter is composed of a copper-nickel-clad alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel over a pure copper core. This composition has been standard since 1965, when the U.S. Mint stopped using silver for circulating coins. The D Mint mark, located to the right of Washington's ponytail, indicates it was minted in Denver. That year, the Denver Mint produced over 353 million quarters, making the 1974 D a very common coin. In terms of value, a 1974 D Washington quarter in fine F12 circulated condition is typically worth only face value, 25 cents. This is because it is neither rare nor made of precious metals. In fact, unless it is in high uncirculated grades, MS65 and above, or features a mint error, it doesn't carry much premium in the collector's market. However, there are always exceptions with coins. If you have a 1974 D quarter in superb uncirculated condition, meaning it has full luster, no wear, and only very minor contact marks, it could be worth $5 to $25, and coins graded MS-67 or higher can sometimes fetch $100 or more, depending on market demand and grading service. But these are relatively rare and must be certified by a professional grading company such as PCGS or NGC. There are no widely recognized major varieties or mint errors for the 1974 D quarter, but some minor die varieties and striking anomalies may exist. For example, off-center strikes, die cracks, or doubled dies can occur with any date, and may increase a coin's value if authenticated. If your coin has unusual features, it might be worth getting it checked by a coin expert or sending it in for grading. In summary, the 1974 D Washington quarter is a historical piece of everyday American currency, but it is quite common. In fine circulated condition, its value remains at 25 cents. Its significance lies more in its representation of the U.S. Mint's copper-nickel era than in collector or investment value, unless you happen to have a high-grade or rare error example.